Welcome to This Explainer. You know that feeling, right? It's finally the weekend. You crash on the couch, open up your go-to streaming app, and you just freeze. You scroll, and suddenly you've got a severe case of choice paralysis because there is literally so much content dropping every single week. Well, don't worry, we're gonna fix that today. We've dug through the week's releases, done all the heavy lifting, and put together the ultimate stream guide to get you out of those endless menus and straight into the good stuff. So, the million-dollar question, what should you actually watch this weekend? To answer that, we've broken down 10 totally different movies and series across the major streaming platforms. Honestly, we spent hours binge-watching and scrolling until our takeout got completely cold, so you don't have to. We're going to separate what's genuinely worth your time from what you can probably skip and highlight the absolute must-watches. Okay, to make this super easy to navigate, we've split this explainer into 4 main mood rooms. Number 1, action and sci-fi thrills. Number 2, heartfelt drama and comedy. Number 3, epics and real life. And finally, number 4, our definitive top 3 weekend picks. Let's jump right in. Starting off with Section 1, action and sci-fi thrills. We are kicking things off with 3 absolute heavy hitters. First up is the Tamil action thriller Blast, streaming on Netflix with a really solid 7.5 IMDb rating. Then, over on Disney Plus Hotstar, we have the visually massive Avatar Fire and Ash, sitting at a 7.3. And rounding out this group is the highly anticipated sci-fi adventure Project Hail Mary on Prime Video, pulling in a very impressive 8.2. Let's talk about Blast first. Directed by Subhash K. Raj, this one stars Arjun Sarja, Abhirami, and Preeti Mukundan. The story follows Rajram, a karate master, who teaches his daughter Neela to never back down from injustice. But, as you might guess, that exact trait brings a whole lot of trouble to their front door when they become the targets of a powerful gang. The story itself is pretty straightforward, but the intense action sequences and Ravi Basuru's killer background score, they absolutely elevate the whole thing. Plus, Preeti Mukundan's performance is a total surprise package. Just a heads up, the second half is basically nonstop fighting, which can feel a tiny bit repetitive, but it's a super solid watch for sure. Now, if we look at our next 2 films, it's a wild contrast in how sci-fi is being done right now. On one side, you have the massive, sprawling worlds building of Avatar Fire and Ash. And on the other, you've got Project Hail Mary, which trades those giant tribal wars for an incredibly isolated, deeply emotional, character-driven journey. So, heading back to Pandora with James Cameron's Avatar Fire and Ash. Jake Sully and Neytiri's family are still reeling from the tragic loss of Neytam when, out of nowhere, they face a brand new threat, a super aggressive Na'vi tribe known as the Ash People. Look, it's James Cameron, so the world building is going to transport you completely. Is the runtime demanding? Yes. Do some of the plot beats feel a bit familiar? Definitely. But the sheer visual spectacle pulls you right back in every single time. Then we have Project Hail Mary, and this builds a completely different kind of tension. Ryan Gosling plays Ryland Grace, a middle school science teacher who wakes up on a spaceship with total amnesia. As his memory pieces itself back together, he realizes he is literally the only one who can save Earth. No pressure, right? Along the way, he forms this completely unexpected friendship. The sci-fi backdrop is gorgeous, but the real magic here is how it explores human connection when you are millions of miles from anyone else. Gosling is absolutely brilliant in this, and it's an incredibly emotional ride on Prime Video. Moving on to Section 2, heartfelt drama and comedy. If you're looking to feel something this weekend, here's your menu. We've got a fantastic spread. The lighthearted series Resort on Jio Hotstar, a grounded medical drama TVF Grammaticus Season 2 on Prime Video, a touching romantic drama called Voicemails for Isabel on Netflix, and finally, if you just want some crazy laughs, the action comedy Husbands in Action, also on Netflix. Let's start with Resort. You know those shows that seem super breezy on the surface, but then you accidentally get completely invested in the characters? That's this show. It follows Ventry, a room service boy whose ultimate dream is to become a head chef. He gets a job at the super luxurious RR Resort, only to get slammed with intense kitchen politics and a remarkably toxic work culture. It's like a giant puzzle of workplace drama. A couple of episodes feel a little stretched out, but once you're rooting for Ventry, you won't even care. Highly recommend this one if you love a good underdog story. Next is TVF Grama Chikitsalaya Season 2. Usually medical dramas give us fancy AC rooms and high-tech city hospitals, right? Well, this series flips that script entirely and looks at the very real struggles of rural healthcare in India. Dr. Prabhat is back in the village, but treating patients is only half the battle. Now he's fighting corrupt officials and local politics to save the primary health center. The genius of this show is its simplicity. It tackles harsh realities, but mixes in that classic, grounded TVF humor so it never feels too heavy. Okay, for the romantics out there, we have voicemails for Isabel. Sometimes healing starts from a completely random mistake. The story follows Jill, an aspiring chef who is grieving the loss of her sister. Her coping mechanism? Leaving a voicemail for her sister every single day. The catch is that phone number has been reassigned to a total stranger named Wes. It sounds like a standard rom-com setup, but the raw emotion and the insane chemistry between the leads push it way beyond the cliches. It's a really beautiful, feel-good Netflix watch. And hey, sometimes you just need to switch your brain completely off. That's where Husbands in Action comes in. The premise alone is pure gold. A woman's ex-husband and her current husband are forced to team up. In this wild Korean movie, a drug squad detective and a veterinarian have to work together to save their mutual wife from a dangerous gang. They absolutely despise each other, which makes for some incredible comedy. The action is loud, the jokes are relentless, and even if it's not a perfect cinematic masterpiece, it's a phenomenally fun, one-time watch on Netflix. All right, bringing us to Section 3, Epics and Real Life. Here are our final 3 contenders before the big reveal. We've got Raja Shivaji, a historical drama on Netflix, Bahubali, the Torchbearer, an incredible documentary also on Netflix, and Mollywood Times, a coming-of-age story over on Geo Hotstar. It's a really fascinating mix. Let's contrast the 2 narrative features here. Raja Shivaji, directed by and starring Ritesh Deshmukh, is this massive, emotional, sweeping epic about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaja's dream of Swarajya. The music and performances are fantastic. Meanwhile, Mollywood Times completely strips away the cinematic glamour. It gives you a gritty, rejection-filled look at trying to make it as a director in the film industry today. It's super realistic, and Noslin's acting in it is just effortlessly natural. But wait, I need to draw your attention to something wild. An 8.9 rating. In the streaming world, breaking an 8.5 is incredibly tough. Finding an 8.9? That is an undeniable signal that you're looking at something phenomenal. That massive 8.9 belongs to Bahubali, the Torchbearer. Lots of movies are successful, but very few actually rewrite the rules of an entire industry. This documentary is a deeply nostalgic look at how SS Rajamouli, Prabhas, Rana Dagibati, and the whole crew spent years sacrificing everything to build Mahishmati. It shows exactly how this franchise took Indian cinema to a truly global stage. It's so raw, and the behind-the-scenes footage is unbelievable. If you're a cinephile, you absolutely have to watch this on Netflix. Which brings us to Section 4, the top 3 weekend picks. This is it, the definitive watch list. If your weekend is packed and you only have time for the absolute best, start right here. Number 1, Blast on Netflix. You're getting the perfect dose of high-stakes, engaging action. Number 2, Voicemails for Isabel on Netflix. A beautiful, emotional, romantic drama with chemistry you won't forget. And number 3, Project Hail Mary on Prime Video. A breathtaking sci-fi adventure with a massive emotional core. Trust me, this trio is the perfect balance for an epic weekend binge. And that wraps up our explainer. So, are you going to blast off into another galaxy, laugh away a stressful week, or dive into an epic piece of history? The choice is totally yours, but hey, the endless scrolling stops today. So, what's on your personal watch list this weekend? Let us know. Thanks for hanging out and happy streaming.